Boom! The government's employment number. It's still resounding 3 days after it came out. Here's the data. 321,000 jobs were added to American payrolls in November, way more than was expected, and the rate of unemployment holds at 5.8%. Every month, we parse the data with Brent Schutte, Senior Investment Strategist at BMO Asset Management. And that number was only one of the data points that was looking good, looking positive.
It's hard to take my thoughts down to one particular sentence or two because, in general, this whole report was great, and it's not surprising. I was actually surprised that last month was a disappointing 214. We talked about being revised, and it did. We also haven't mentioned before, and I don't want to cloud the issue too much, but all economic data in the U.S. is seasonally adjusted. They attempt to remove distortions such as people getting hired for Christmas or fired after Christmas. Last month, actual number without seasonal adjustments was 1,064,000 people were actually hired. That was the 20th highest report ever, but they adjusted it down by the fourth largest amount ever.
So in sum, you're saying things are better than they look.
Things are better than they look, and we continue to believe that they will continue to be better.
How about a wage? We are starting to see some acceleration there too, finally.
Right, finally is a good way to put that, and I think next year, if 2014 was about job growth accelerating like we mentioned would happen last year, 2015 will be about wages. And we think they're going to continue to move higher. Basically, labor slack is coming out. The jobs market is tighter, and what that means is that you are able to go out and try to tell your boss that you need a raise.
So all those people who disengage from looking for jobs, they're not going to start trickling back in?
They are trickling back in, and that's probably kept a little bit of a cap on the wages that you can extract because more people are coming back and saying, you know, I'd like to have my...
That's why it's still 5.8%, I'm assuming.
Right. The labor force actually grew a little bit, and it has grown over the past 12 months, which is important for future U.S. economic growth. It's a good thing. But we do think in 2015 wages will grow, and that's another good thing.
So you made a prediction about a year ago about the economy improving and that job growth would be improving, and certainly you were right on that.
I ended up being right after the first quarter with the polar vortex. It ended up being a little tenuous, but all in all, I think right now we're running at about 228,000 in jobs added on an average basis, and there's no reason to believe that next year.
On an average monthly basis.
Average monthly basis.
And that's like 10 months in a row it's been over 200,000.
Right. It's been incredibly strong and incredibly consistent. There's no reason to believe, based upon the economic outlook, that that won't continue next year. Most of our forward economic indicators continue to suggest that GDP will be above 3% and possibly, like it has been recently, a couple times above 4%.
Brent Schutte from BMO Asset Management. It's always good to have you on. Thanks so much.
Thank you.